Now, disclaimer, I'm definitely not that much of a professional when it comes to reviewing a gaming mouse, and unlike most other YouTubers out there, I definitely do not have the hardware nor the tools to really give you that kind of statistical information. But what I can do is to share with you my thoughts and opinions about it and my overall feelings after using this mouse for about 3 weeks now, 3 weeks to a month now. Well, let's talk about this. This is the Logitech G303 Shroud Edition. If you're a huge fan of Logitech, you have heard of the G303 Daedalus Apex, a gaming mouse that was highly regarded by many but was discontinued by Logitech a few years back. But one person always used this mouse, and it's arguably his favorite mouse, using it many times on stream. That person was none other than Shroud. So Logitech collaborated with him, and thus we get this, the all-new G303 Shroud Edition, which features that same iconic design. Like before, it's a shape that will leave you in one or two camps. You'll either hate it or you'll love it. There's really no in between, and to be fair, it's designed to really fit Shroud's hand and his preferences. It features the same arrowhead design that is symmetrical, but not exactly ambidextrous, as you only get the side buttons on the left side. The overall shape has a gentle slope towards the front and a pretty flat arc towards the rear before dropping down a little more steeply to create an almost equally symmetrical C shape when looked at from side. To be very specific, it measures 119mm in length, 69mm wide, and is just about 40mm high. This makes it pretty much a mid-sized gaming mouse, which should comfortably fit most people out there. Visually, I do really like the semi-two-tone look that's achieved by using opaque plastic for the top and transparent plastic for the main body. It really makes for a unique look, and it certainly reminds me of old handheld game consoles. Apparently, this feature, or rather this design, was a request by Shroud, and I definitely think it's fantastic. A great choice. One of the main things when it comes to gaming mice is the weight. The weight comes in at 75 grams, and yes, it's definitely not the lightest mouse out there if that's what you're looking for. Now, if lightweight is your priority, then perhaps you want to take a look at the G Pro X Superlight instead. That's probably something that's more up your alley. But again, at 75 grams, it's still on the relatively light side of things and helps perfectly fine doing quick swipes during gaming and long hours during productivity. So I'm sure that most of you will be pretty comfortable too. Talking about the texture, it's very similar to what you get in other Logitech gaming mice. It's smooth to the touch and really comfortable, but it will show your finger oil stains over time, and with enough use, I'm sure it will shine as well, just like a GMK set. As for the buttons, like I mentioned earlier, although this is a symmetrical design, it's not exactly fully ambidextrous, for the side buttons are only located on the left side. The rear side button is really easy to type in and is basically in an optimal position. The front side button, however, is slightly more difficult to reach due to the shape of the mouse. You will of course get your two main clicks, your scroll wheel, and also a DPI button right in the middle. Now I have to say that I really like the clicks on this mouse. It's by far the smoothest that I've ever tried, but yet still really clicky and crispy. It's pretty much just on point. I really like it, and I can't really much explain how I feel about it, but in essence, I just feel really confident with my clicks on the mouse. It's great, it sounds great too. The same can also be said for the scroll wheel, though I personally would have preferred if it was textured. Towards the rear, you will actually find a magnetic slide-out drawer which will house the Lightspeed wireless receiver. A little overkill in my opinion, but really nice nonetheless. At this point, if you have to notice that this is actually a wireless gaming mouse, well, now you know. And the best part about it is that this is, as far as I know, the first Logitech gaming mouse to feature a USB-C port. Finally! Now flip towards the bottom, and this is where we will see two large PTFE feet, the on-off switch, and that 25K DPI Hero sensor right in the middle. So we now come to talk about performance, the overall general usage of this mouse. And in a nutshell, I have to say that it's really great. In games, I really had no issues with it. tracking was smooth, the response was quick, and it's pretty much everything you can expect from a great gaming mouse from a brand like Logitech. If you are used to the performance of G Pro X Superlight, you can expect that same performance here. Now, does it instantly make you a pro gamer like Shroud? Of course not. Definitely not. But you can be at least rest assured that it's not the hardware that's holding you back, for it will definitely perform. Which means, it's just you. Just gotta get better at the game. Me as well. Myself as well. Yeah. As for day-to-day tasks, it's just as great as well. But the most amazing thing about the G303 Shroud Edition is the battery life. Logitech claims up to 145 hours of battery life with constant motion. That's almost twice the amount of battery life compared to the very popular G Pro X Superlight. Honestly, it's really insane. Ever since I've got the mouse, I've basically only charged it once. A single charge could last me 3 weeks easily before I had to recharge it, and when I'm eventually out of juice, charging it back up takes no time at all. It's really amazing. Now thus far, I've only been really saying great things about the mouse, and yes, it's really great. But there is one thing I do have to mention about it that's kind of like a quirk, but at the same time, yes, I do have a workaround for it. With the Logitech G Hub software, you can customize a multitude of things, with the main being your DPI settings. Now, if you were to use the mouse out of the box, it will always rely on the Logitech G Hub app for the input of settings. But what happens is if you use any DPI higher than the default of 800, and if you leave the mouse stationary for a few minutes, the DPI will default back to 800 for a brief moment once you move the mouse again, only for the Logitech G Hub app to kick back in and apply your selected DPI settings. So say you have your DPI at 6400 and you leave it alone for a while. Well, when you touch your mouse back again and move a little bit, for that first 2 or 3 seconds, it will default back to a DPI of 800 before the Logitech G Hub software kicks in and then loads your setting of 6400. It can be really jarring, especially if you're a high DPI user like me who frequently uses 6400 or higher. To solve this issue, you have to turn on onboard memory mode. This completely eliminates it defaulting back to 800 DPI on standby. It will now always run a DPI you have selected. However, it does also prevent you from accessing all the other features within the app, so do take note that you'll have to toggle it off if you want to do so. But in any case, not a big issue for me, and it's quite a simple workaround for sure. So, my overall thoughts. Personally, coming from a Razer Basilisk V3, I did need quite some time to adjust to the G303 Shroud Edition. It took me roughly 2 to 3 days of constant use, both general usage and gaming, before I can say that I was really comfortable with the mouse. But in the end, it really is great. I like the design, I've grown to like the shape, it performs admirably, and battery life is downright amazing. For the longest time, my mouse of choice has always been the Razer Basilisk for a multitude of reasons. But you know what? I might keep this around for a little while longer. It's that good. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment section down below. If you'd like to, do check out the affiliate links in the description as well. If you do, thanks for the support. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Till the next one. See ya!